React. The organization is called React, and it is something beautiful what they do. Imagine finding yourself one day in a wheelchair. I mean, the next thing you know, you've had an accident and you're in a wheelchair. Well, that's exactly what has happened to Kendall Hall. Coming back from a concert one night over in Deep Elm, she was in the car with her friends, and the car lost control. In a matter of minutes, her life has changed forever. Had a neck injury, kind of a spinal neck injury, if you will, that left her paralyzed to a wheelchair. She goes off to California to get some treatment, to kind of rehab, was surrounded herself by wonderful people, met an amazing staff, and came back to Dallas and said, you know what? I want to help others like these people in California have helped me transition from, I guess, a normal life into a life of a wheelchair. And this is a part of my conversation with Kendall Hall with React.
Yeah, there was really no probably. There was a lot of doom and gloom, a lot of you'll never do this. This is sort of the most you should hope for. In fact, they kind of told my family to not really hope for much more than to maybe feed myself someday with adaptive utensils. So they even sort of alluded that my family should consider looking at a skilled nursing facility for me because I would require around-the-clock care. But I personally was just one of those mentalities of you don't know me, I'm going to power through this, and a little bit naive, honestly, at the time. I don't think I really understood the path that, lied ahead and how much struggle it would truly be and what it would take to make the comeback that I've made. But I just sort of stayed really, really positive and had a mindset of I'm going to take my body and heal it to the best of my ability. And we looked around the U.S. for some forward-thinking places that would really go outside the box and see what kind of recovery I could make, and found a place in California. So I moved out to California for 2 years and made a very miraculous recovery that empowered me to come back here to Dallas and create a similar scenario. So in May of 2012, I opened the doors here at React, and we now, over the last 4.5 or so years, have grown into this 8,000 square foot facility that is state-of-the-art training for individuals that suffer varying levels of orthopedic and neurological injuries. It's pretty amazing.
It is amazing. So once you saw that, you know what, I did it. I surpassed all the expectations from these medical experts. I did it myself with an amazing team around you. So that is what has led you to help others, because you know it's possible.
Absolutely. And when our clients come to us, they've got a bit of defeat on their face, and then after even a day or a week, you see this sparkle in their eye and this newfound hope. And a lot of families have told us that we've restored their hope for their future, and then it's really up to the individual to stay motivated and focused while we guide and motivate them on their fullest potential. One of our mottos here is not let your diagnosis define you, and so we really live by that, and we don't say, oh, you're a quadriplegic, so therefore you'll never do this. That goes out the door. We don't believe in never around here.
If someone was not athletic and has found themselves in a wheelchair, the simple act of just going out, getting in your car, having someone either drive you to going out to eat with your friends, would almost seem like it's not even worth it. It's too much of a physical struggle to do it.
I think that's kind of how the Legacy Project came to be, and that's our new project that we have here, is just realizing that there's so many individuals out there living in wheelchairs that just daily life is exhausting. And so we wanted to create a 12-week program that's sponsored by donors, so it costs nothing for the participant. And they train 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for 2.5 hours. And it's all focused on building that endurance, building that cardiovascular, and building your upper body and core strength, so that when you get out and you get going and you're done with your day, you're not exhausted anymore. You can be that mom or dad that you need to be, or that friend, or you can go meet your friends at American Airlines Center and not be intimidated by the task of getting out and getting in your chair and getting to the seats. And, so there's just know that there is a place out there for anyone looking to get in the best shape of your life, and donors are going to sponsor that journey for you here at React.
Yeah, and at your facility, when you look at what you have here, it looks like a cross between a really nice gym and a box. A CrossFit box is the term that they use. A lot of very basic, it looks like core exercises. I was watching some of the trainers when I was there. Very unique. Take me through the mental process once you find yourself in a wheelchair and the first time you do go out somewhere. What was it like mentally, thinking that, okay, I now have to use the handicap ramp?
Yeah.
What is that? How'd you feel?
It's tough. I mean, I hear the same story echoed by very many, mostly the younger clients, and especially the younger male clients. But for anyone, you never see yourself as someone that's going to be in a wheelchair when this just sort of happens to you overnight. And I know to this day when I'm out, people stare at me all the time, and it's mostly just sort of out of curiosity. I don't necessarily look like something bad happened to me, so people wonder why is she in a wheelchair, and they just stare at you a lot. And I think places like React sort of help you get past that, because you can share that story, kind of get it off your shoulders with individuals that are living with the same, situations. When I was out at a concert, everyone was staring at me, and, in the past it used to really bother me, but now I just understand that people are just curious, and they just, they don't understand, and so they're just kind of looking at you, but you can't let it really bother you.
So you guys are always, you're a nonprofit here.
That is correct, yes.
So you rely on corporate donations, personal donations.
Absolutely. I mean, I know what it's like to not have a place like this, because when I first got out of the hospital and was here in Dallas, there wasn't really this opportunity for me. So I understand, firsthand how valuable we are to the families that come here. And we simply couldn't do it if we didn't have continued support from major donors, corporations, individuals, foundations, grants, you name it. It helps support our clients in their journey.
And you've had some really fun events in the past that have been interactive, and some wine tasting and things like that. You're certainly going to plan on continuing that. That's a fun way to kind of raise some money and awareness of React.
Yeah, so we'll have a big gala in the fall of 2017 to celebrate our 5-year anniversary. And then we do little things along the way. Some of them just to raise community awareness, like this event that we are doing actually with the Addison Fire Department on March 11th over at Parish. We are going to host an adaptive games where each of our trainers does a draft, and they draft clients and then one fireman, and we all sort of just compete for fun.
Yeah, that was some of my discussion I had with her last week. And if you want to go on and find more about what they do, we'll put a link up on our Facebook page. You go to the website and how you can get involved. The website is neuroreaction.org, and I'll put that up there. But wonderful what she does. I mean, and her story of just one day, accidents can happen, and it can set your life into a different course. And what she's done to help others transition into this new life that they have is simply amazing. And I want you to be able to help out if you can to make it something that she can keep doing. Also coming on the 8 o'clock hour, we'll talk about Volkswagen, a little bit of automotive news. They're planning on finally putting this emission scandal to bed and what they're going to do on that. So a whole lot more. Plus, Holly Couture from Galleria Dallas will call in as well. We'll see you in a few.